What if your idea of rest is not at all God's idea of rest? We're going to jump into that in today's video. I want to start off today by reading a verse of scripture for you guys that has been really comforting to me, but also on the flip side, very, very challenging to me during this time. This passage of scripture, my Bible was upside down there. This passage of scripture comes out of Matthew 11, and it's verse 28. It says this, it says, "Come to me, all who are labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." That is such a challenging and encouraging verse for me, especially during this time, because that's what this time in our world is all about, right? We have a bunch of extra time to rest, time to reboot and re-energize. And here's what I think is awesome. I think that God is using this time in our world to get people to turn to Him and find true rest in Him. But here's the sad truth. Even during this time where we have the most space and margin for rest, some people are feeling the most unrest. They're feeling the most uneasy that they've felt in their entire life. This time that has provided room to really just rest and pull back. People are feeling more anxious, more depressed, and more worried than ever before. Why is that? Why is it when we have the most potential for rest and peace, does it go the opposite way? I think it starts with this. There's a fundamental difference between what the world calls rest and what God calls rest. Those are two very, very fundamentally different things. Time with family, a break from school, less obligations and requirements. While all of that is great, sleeping in and more time to play video games, all those things are awesome. And that is physical rest and even mental rest in some ways, but that is still not true rest in God. You can be doing all of those things and finding physical rest while still going 100 miles per hour inside. And I know I found myself doing that at times. So many people are more anxious than ever before. We're bombarded with information and news left and right that it isn't that positive all the time. And even though we're at home and we're resting and we're not doing much, we are still so full of unrest. So the ultimate question here is, what does it look like to truly rest in God? Finding rest in God is finding a peace that isn't dependent on what is going on around us. One of the most practical and easiest things that I think we can do is take whatever our normal resting activity is and replace it with something that helps us find rest in God. If you normally consume some sort of entertainment, or if you engage in video games or whatever it is, tell yourself that you're going to take that block of time, that chunk of time, to turn off whatever it is, video games, Netflix, I don't know what it is for you, and designate that time to spend resting in God. This is super, super practical. You can do this by literally grabbing a notebook or a sheet of paper or the Notes app on your phone and writing in or typing in, I am going to spend this time of my day with God. I promise you, if you do this, you will find rest in God. You will find more rest and more peace than you will ever find in this world. And while all those things that I talked about, whether it's playing video games or watching Netflix or on social media, while all those things are great and all those things are fun and awesome, we still need to find the true spiritual rest that can only be found in time with God. I love you all. I hope you have a great week. Be sure to check out the channel tomorrow. We have another devotional video coming your way. Andrew and I will both be on together, and we're going to have a lot of fun once again. So be sure to check out that video. I'll see you all later. Take it easy.